actually see the ghost through the window, or if I'd ever run over it. I'd always not want to change the subject. But on one particular night, my friends and I decided to be a bit more daring. We were having another one of our usual sleepovers. It was me and my two best friends, Mary and Betty. And we started talking about it. I can't remember the specifics of the conversation, but I do remember that our talk somehow turned to a game of truth or dare. Diane dared me to spend 5 minutes inside the cabin. And me, being the brave and foolhardy kid that I was, accepted the challenge. But only on the condition that my friends joined me. Mary and Diane were physically shaken by this, but since they didn't want to look like a bunch of scaredy cats, they agreed as well. Living in a boring town like ours meant we had to look for adventure wherever we could. And a haunted cabin seemed like a nice change for us. We were the type of kids who did whatever we wanted, no matter how dangerous it was. And getting the chance to meet a real-life ghost was too exciting for me to pass up. We snuck out one at a time through my bedroom window and headed straight for the woods. Dressed only in our pajamas and bare feet. We had to leave our shoes and jackets behind so my parents wouldn't catch on to the fact that we left the house. Needless to say, we were all heavily underdressed for a hike. That didn't matter to us at the time. Getting caught by my parents and possibly grounded for life was much worse than being out in the cold. Plus, we all had something to prove and we didn't want to back out of the challenge. Stupid, I know, but that's how we rationalized it. Anyway, we pushed our way through low-hanging branches and stayed as close to each other as possible. The constant chirping of crickets filled the air as twigs and leaves crunched under our bare feet. The scenery was admittedly creepy at night, and Mary kept looking over her shoulder every 2 seconds. But we all kept moving forward, determined to prove our bravery. When we finally reached the cabin, we walked up onto the porch and tried peeking in through the windows to see if anyone was home. All we saw was darkness, so we took that as a sign that it was safe to enter. Without three of us were designated by our warm cotton marker in the fireplace. Red flag number 1. There definitely wasn't a fire going when we were looking through the windows a second ago, but now the whole cabin was well lit. We should have turned back right then and there. But since we'd been walking barefoot for over a mile in 30-degree weather, we were all too eager to warm up our fire. We sat on the floor, huddled together with our hands and feet out when the front door suddenly slammed shut behind us. We all jumped and turned our heads to the door but saw nothing suspicious. It must have been the wind.
Shut your ass up, man.
As if things weren't creepy enough, we also heard the shuffling of footsteps from the next room over and decided to investigate. Our curiosity was more powerful than our will to survive, I guess. Diane led the way while Mary and I followed behind. We went down a long hallway filled with cobwebs and squeaky floorboards that creaked with every step we took. Looking down, I realized that some of the floorboards weren't nailed down and were just sitting there loosely. Curious, I reached down and picked up one of the boards, leaving a dark rectangular hole in its place. Strange. I would say the floorboards be removable. Before I could ponder any further, a long, pale arm with a clawed hand reached out of the hole and grabbed my ankle. I let out a horrified scream as my foot was suddenly dragged down into the hole, along with my entire leg. My friends immediately rushed over and tried pulling me out, but whatever held me down wasn't going to let go without a fight. My fear only worsened as I felt multiple sets of teeth begin to bite down on my exposed leg, as if
Life is always stronger.
Undressing, barefoot, I can do it myself with a hand just see if we can move it. We're walking that kind of so special memories and fateful and everything's everything.
These were home village. My grandparents and one of their cousins. We found the road they were walking. They insisted walking along. That second they smiled running towards me. My mom was so scared that she froze in place. My aunt then grabbed my mom's hand and started running as fast as she could. After running for about 2 minutes, they finally exited the jungle and went into the house. They went into their house and were breathing so heavily that my grandparents asked them what happened. They explained everything. They couldn't sleep awake that night, and they were very sensitive to that friend of my aunt's. The next morning, they went to that girl's house and asked why she left them, not even showing them the way on that stormy night. But then the girl said that she didn't even go outside the previous day and had no idea what was happening. The girl's mother For what is that joy?
This incident occurred when I was just 9 years old, and it's never left my mind since. I grew up in a small, quiet town surrounded by woods. Everybody knew everybody. Nothing bad ever happened there, and life was good. The picture? Well, just outside of town was an old, run-down cabin sitting atop a hill. A cabin which the kids called Dead Man's Cabin. It was called this because, even though it hadn't been lived in for decades, you'd sometimes see smoke rising from its distance. Police officers used to go up there, expecting to find squatters. But every time they went inside, the place would be
Are you serious?
and the fireplace would show no signs that it had been used.
Serious?
Eventually, the police just stopped.
No, are you serious?
The cabin as an unexplainable phenomenon. People got it in their heads that a ghost was living there, and the name just stuck. Dead Man's Cabin also happened to be a 20-minute walk away from my house. Although it was obscured by trees, it could still be partially seen from a bedroom window. And since I lived closest to the cabin, my friends would always ask me about it whenever they came over to spend the night. They'd ask if I could actually see the ghost through the window, or if I'd ever gone over there. I'd always say no when it came to the subject. But on one particular night, my friends and I decided to we were having another one of our usual sleepovers. My two best friends, me and we started talking. I can't remember the specifics of our conversation, but I do remember that I talked somehow during the game of truth or dare.
What are you saying, bro? Motivation is a government word. That's not an insult, bro. It's not the word. I don't give a fuck.
Except at the team.
Then you're making a fool of yourself.
You're making me a fool. Mary and Diane were visibly shaken by this, but since they didn't want to look like a bunch of scaredy cats, they agreed as well. Living in a boring town like ours, we had to go for adventure wherever we could, and a haunted cabin seemed like a nice change of pace.